I would like to welcome all the participants, member of the jury, sponsors, and honored guests to our campus of Mahidol University for this special event, special competition. Now, please allow me to introduce you Professor Cliff from Big our Associate Dean of College of Music.
Good afternoon. I am Greg Wood, Associate Dean of the College of Music, and I welcome you on behalf of Mahidol University and the College of Music and its Dean, Dr. Sukri Jaransuk, who is unfortunately away from campus for a few days. We are very excited about the musical developments in all areas of our campus, but nothing could make us more proud than the relationship we have developed with world-renowned French saxophonist Jean-Marie Landex and our other international saxophone colleagues and manufacturing partners such as Selmer and their Thai distributors Yongsen Music, Paul Marriott, and Reglas International. We hosted the first Thailand International Saxophone Conference in 2004. Since that time, our development in saxophone has taken off as record speed. We have participated in the International Forum of Saxophone activities by hosting the first International Thailand competition for saxophone composition in 2006, which generated over 200 musical scores for solo saxophone, saxophone quartet, and saxophone ensemble. Following that, we were able to host numerous Southeast Asian elite saxophone workshops with master teachers Jean-Marie Landex and William Street, as well as numerous master classes with artists such as Claude DeLong, Jean-Yves Formule, Roger Greenberg, Eugene Russell, and the Quatuor International, the saxophone, as well as numerous other important artists in the saxophone world. We are also very proud of the development of our campus facilities with our new concert hall, operated in 2006, where we will hear the semi-final round saxophonist with piano and the final round of this competition with the Thailand Philharmonic Orchestra under the direction of Chris Hughes, as well under construction is our new Southeast Asia Music Museum building and also our new auditorium. We call it Prince Mahidol Hall, scheduled to open in the near future. At the end of the first Thailand International Saxophone Congress in 2004, we met with Monsieur Landex and committed to hosting the second International Saxophone Competition, Jean-Marie Landex, and to further developing the saxophone in contemporary art music in Thailand. As we work very hard to develop our capabilities in the world of saxophone, we placed our third bid in 2006 to host the World Saxophone Congress, and we received the successful nomination while in Slovenia, which resulted in our hosting the 15th Congress in July 2009, and the visit of more than 100,000 saxophonists, composers, sponsors, and guests from around the globe to our campus here in Salaya, and the opening of our third phase of the College of Music facilities, where you now find and use our studios and practice rooms. Today, thanks to your attendance and participation, we are here to inaugurate the third International Saxophone Competition, Jean-Marie Landex, in the name of one of the world's most important musical artists and a pioneer of idiomatic music for our beloved instrument. We are honored with Monsieur Landex's presence and his continued dedication and support of the saxophone in Thailand, the favorite instrument of our beloved King Bhumibol Adulyadej. And welcome to Mahidol University College of Music welcome to Thailand, the land of smiles. Thank you very much.
We have organized a competition based on the vision of Jean-Marie Londex, one of the legendary performers and teachers of saxophone in our time. His lifelong work influenced all of us. I am honored to be able to invite him to the stage now, and I hope you will join me in paying tribute to the legendary musician, Maestro Jean-Marie Londex, and his colleague, William Street.
Je voudrais personnellement remercier déjà l'Université de Maïdol d'accueillir cette compétition qui est unique au monde.
For the first thing I'd like to do is to thank particularly Mahidol University for its welcoming us for this third edition of the Jean-Marie Londex Festival and a competition of music which is unique in the world and the importance of contemporary music.
Ce n'est évidemment pas la seule compétition de saxophone, mais c'est la première qui s'intéresse au saxophone actuel, aux œuvres originales pour saxophone.
It's not the only competition in the world for saxophone, but it certainly is the only one that focuses on original music that is idiomatic for the instrument.
Je voudrais remercier aussi vous-même, les candidats, qui vous êtes engagés dans une expression musicale qui est très difficile parce que justement elle est actuelle et qu'il est toujours plus difficile de connaître ce qui est près de nous que ce qui est ancien et qui est déjà analysé par nos prédécesseurs.
I'd like to particularly thank all of you for your attendance here because you've become so engaged and dedicated in your work of learning the new music of our composers of today, which is much more difficult to do than those roots that are far from us. The things that happen so close to us, it's very difficult to study and analyze, and we appreciate the efforts that you've made to be here with us.
Je tiens aussi à remercier tous les membres du jury qui ont accepté de se rendre disponibles pendant une période assez longue et pour un travail qui est toujours très ardu. Et j'apprécie d'avance leur honnêteté et leur capacité et leur disposition à vous entendre.
And in front of you, I'd like to personally thank all the members of the jury for their diligence and dedication to spend so much time with us here, because it's a very arduous work to listen so carefully, to write so conscientiously in evaluations, and especially the honesty and integrity that's required of such work. So thank you, jury.
Je tiens à remercier aussi les sponsors, sans qui cette manifestation n'aurait pu avoir lieu, et de leur aide et de leur compréhension dans cette défense de l'art actuel, de cette musique que l'on appelle moderne. Et je tiens à les en remercier tout à fait personnellement.
And I'd really like to thank also our sponsors who have made this possible. The sponsors who have gone out of their way to provide the prizes that winners of the competition will receive, who have seen how important our work is and how engaged we are with the music of our times.
Et pour terminer, je remercierai le public, puisque les séances du concours sont ouvertes au public. Je remercie les personnes ou vous-même qui viendrez écouter vos camarades. C'est toujours plein d'enseignements d'abord, et puis qui encourage précisément cette attitude, ce choix de faire de la musique avec l'art actuel.
And I'd like to particularly thank all the people who will attend our events, including yourselves who will attend the events of everyone that's in the room, to hear them play as well, because that's one of the most beneficial things of a competition, when we can listen to others play music that is of the nature that we want to do ourselves. So it gives us a great opportunity. So I, particularly for the public that will come, and also for you, particularly the participants.
Alors bonne chance à tous.
Good luck to everyone,
Et que les meilleurs gagnent.
and let the best players win.
Joining Professor Londex guests, we are very fortunate to have a distinguished competition jury of the world-renowned saxophonist. They have a difficult job ahead of us, and we are grateful for their professional experience, artistic support, and enthusiasm, which they bring to this event. Please join me in welcoming them. Let me introduce all of the jury. Saxophonist from Holland, Arno Bronkamp. French saxophonist, Daniel Kinsey. Thai composer and director of Thailand Composition Festival in Chiang Mai, Narong Rajonan. Distinguished American saxophonist, Professor Deborah Rickmeyer. Also our competitive coordinator, Dr. William Street. And still in transit from the airport, Lars Mulekush. This is my 6th year working in the College of Music at Mahidol University. Many of Mahidol college students have studied saxophone with me from high school age through the master degrees. I have noticed their music development daily in the studio lesson, concert, liquid recital, and many music performances in campus. I've always been amazed how fast they learn and how enthusiastic they have become as they have studied and performed a very challenging repertoire of contemporary music saxophone literature. In the past, Thai students began their study by playing transcription of music from other instruments and with very limited knowledge of saxophone repertoire. But now they are learning the same important pieces performed in the music school, all the music school in the world. The students' progress is due not only to my work with them, but also in their concentrated effort and dedication. And their support of also many important guest lectures on campus. And many activities such as elite program for saxophone, which Monsieur Londex and I, and also Dr. William Street have led this program in past 5 years. I should also give credit for this change to the fortunate opportunity of hosting on our campus some of the most elaborate saxophone events in the world, such as the 15th World Saxophone Congress and events such as this competition, all championed by our deep saxophonist, Dr. Sugri Jaransuk. Now, we will thank our international jury and allow them to move their preparatory meeting, allowing us to get down to our important work today. That's the reason we are here. The jury absence will ensure the anonymity of all participants. Thank you, Monsieur Londex and their colleagues. Whatever we do here, we will not tell them. We keep our secret here. The drawing process is a bit complicated, so please give me your attention. Let me repeat, the drawing process is a bit complicated, so please pay close attention to us. Now, let's spread this and out. I'll explain to what's I'll read along what's the handout we read together, and I think there's enough detail to explain what we are going to do today. Today is our initial draw for that day performance only. Each morning, 1 hour before the competition begins, there will be a draw for the specific order and exact performance time of each saxophonist of the day, thus allowing the very fortunate first person about 30 minutes to prepare the time.
Okay, when we draw today, we're just drawing for the day of which you perform on. But on each morning, 1 hour before performance time, we'll have the draw for the time, which gives the lucky person who draws number 1 about 30 minutes to prepare before they have to be on the stage.
Then please read the form carefully. David and you will get a drawing sheet. On the drawing sheet, it specifically tell you the arrival time and check-in time, on the desk outside of this building. Actually here, 407, we call it A47. There are 2 parts of them. You need to complete the form, and you clear them off. One you keep yourself, and the other give to the staff. Later we will give you the sticker which has your name on it. You use the sticker we made, put on the form.
So it's very important that you individually do this. So we've printed stickers with your names. Don't write your name, but use the stickers, and they'll give you your sticker by looking at your name badge that you have. So it'll verify that you're here and you're getting your sticker with your name. You're going to get a form. The form has 2 halves of it which are identical. You put your sticker on both halves of it, and it's going to have your arrival time that you need to be at the performance hall, and then it's going to have your performance time, which is slightly later than that. When you arrive at the performance hall time, as indicated, someone is going to take you to a warm-up station. There are 2 that'll be there, and so we'll have 2 places to be warming up at the same time in preparation to go on stage.
Our staff, Joy, will be there to help you. Joy, can you raise your hand? Yeah, they will help, the group, that's our team here, will help you do the draw. Each day, after check-in, every performer will be escorted by our student to the warm-up practice room downstairs. We prepare 2 practice rooms downstairs. And if you are not present to check-in, you may lose your performance start. Let me repeat, it's very important. If you are not present to check-in, you may lose your performance spot.
Okay, so let me repeat that. If you are not present at your arrival time and don't get your number, then you will lose your spot, which means you will not get to perform. So it's very important that you arrive at the assigned time. The reason that is if someone were to arrive late, then in fact they might get an advantage by being allowed to go last. And that should not be the case. Everyone has the same advantage, so we all draw at the same time.
I feel very grateful for Dr. William Street. He not only helped French translation, French, he also translated my English. Thank you. Okay, before we begin our draw, there's a reminder I would like to bring up. Contact of the jury may result your disqualification. Contact means discuss about the program, about the performance. But of course, if you're meeting on the road, say bonjour, that is okay. That's perfectly fine. But not allowed to talk the detail of the performance.
The whole point of this is that the judges are apart from all of us. So if you run into a judge walking along the street, certainly say good morning, hello, how are you? But if you were to talk to a judge about the competition, you would be disqualified from the competition. So very important, say hello, be polite, as we all are, but be careful not to talk about the competition, nor will they talk about the competition to you.
Of course, if you have a problem, Bill and me here all the time. We'll be very happy to answer your question. Or if you need that our staff, you also can all the questions related to the competition.
If it's very specific questions, you may want to ask Shen or me. If they're general questions about registration or something, some detail, then the staff with joy could answer general questions for you very easily.
Performance time for each candidate in the first round is as published 20 minutes, including setup and breaking down, and a pause between movement and piece. Candidate must finish their 2 pieces in 20 minutes of allotted time. The time begins from the announce of your name and the program, selection of moment, repeat, and the order of the repertoire in each round is left to the candidate's discretion. Should you hear a bell like ding, you'll know very clearly. You must stop performing as the time is elapsed. Let me repeat. If you hear the bell, actually it's a triangle. It's triangle. If you hear the triangle sound, then we should stop.
Okay, I'll repeat all that again one more time. As you know from reading the brochure, there's a 20-minute limitation of on and off time for your first performance. Once your name is called, they'll announce your program for you. Many of you have written in the program that you're playing a suite by Bach. You haven't said whether it's movement 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 4, whatever. You can tell the person or write it down and hand it to the person who's doing the announcing. If you want to specify which movements you're doing, they'll announce that for you at that time. Once your name has been announced and your program has been announced, the time has begun. You have 20 minutes to complete your performance. Normally, we were giving you 15 minutes performance time, but we will not stop you until 20 minutes. At 20 minutes, there will be a triangle ding, and once you hear that, you must stop. Generally speaking, if you've practiced in the time, you'll finish before that bell goes off.
The first elementary round is open to the public, and all are encouraged to attend and listen. As a matter of fact, we have www.outofsax.com. Come here to help to live broadcasting. We have Mr. Daniel Duran come from Spain. They will broadcast our performance to all over the world. So open to a very big public.
We said the first round is open, but in fact all the rounds are open to the public. So there will be people here that have an opportunity to hear you. You're welcome to invite your family and friends to attend. The only question is you have to get in early enough to get a seat. So if you want to hear something, make sure you arrive in advance because there could be a number of people in the room.
But be aware that entrance of the hall is only allowed when we change the contestant. Between the movement or between the piece, nobody is allowed to enter or move. And absolutely silent is required, and no pause or talking is permitted in the hall.
So we maintain a silence. We're not going to jeopardize the concentration of the jury. So no applause after pieces and silence in the room. If you have to leave the room, you have to do it after a candidate is complete. If you want to enter the room, it's between candidates.
Because of the generosity of our sponsor, including Selmer, P. Moria Saxon, and Rico, there are a few special prizes will be awarded after the final round. You may be eligible for such prize, even if you are not into the final round. But you must present to accept the prize if your name is announced. That means you had better to stay till the last day of the competition. Let me repeat, you have to stay. You have to present to get your prize. Okay.
You have to be present in the room in order to accept the prize. So if I call out your name in the middle of the prize, the time that we're giving out prizes, and you're not there, then you won't get that saxophone or that other important prize. You have to be present to win. Very important. We have a number of extra prizes. We've had very generous sponsors, and there are some very substantial awards you could get. There are awards that will be given from the first round. There are some awards that will be given from the second round, and then there are the grand prizes provided by the Selmer Corporation and the Rico International, which will be given in the final round. All the prizes will be given at the end of the competition?
Then let's talk about practice room. I know this morning there's a bit confusion of practice room. There are 20 practice rooms in daytime in the building D, because in Thailand it's still our school time, it's during the semester, so lots of teaching activity and studio teaching is still ongoing during daytime. But the school reserved 20 practice rooms for us we can use in daytime. The D building is open from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. But from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., 3 hours in the evening, when all the teaching is finished, there will be 70 practice room we can use. So there will be a lot of room we don't need to worry about the practice space. But you have to sign up to use the room. You can go to D building, the security, the information center, and exchange the key card with your competition ID. Then you can sign up only once a time. Each time you sign up for 2 hours. If the 2 hours finish, you go to return your card. You may sign up again. If there's no one to take over the practice room, you can keep using same practice or another practice room. But based on the first come, first serve basis. So if the other people are gonna use the practice room, you have to let them use.
So there's a 2-hour limitation. After 2 hours, you have to return the key. If there's another room available, you can take another room immediately. Or if nobody's going to take the room you're in, go back to the same room. But you have a 2-hour limitation each time that you check out a key.
After you use a practice room, please return a key card. Make sure the room is clean. No food is allowed in the practice room. If you lost the key card, there will be a charge for 500 baht for you.
Which is about $18.
Thanks for translation. And also, the jury will write a comment sheet for each round and for your performance. They are available after each round is finished. However, the comment sheet will give only to the candidate who do not move to the next round. This form not only the feedback that can help the player to benefit and get advice from the jury. We take the comment sheet very seriously and hope you can read the comment sheet and get the comment sheet and read them carefully. If you have questions, you can, after each round, maybe you can ask the jury later when they are free. Please, you can pick them up at the registration desk at any time with exchange with your ID card, with your competition badge.
We went to great effort to choose adjudicators who are going to be very conscientious about writing comments that will be beneficial to you as players. So at the end of each round, if you have not moved on to the next round, you'll be able to pick up those comment sheets. The lucky players will not be able to pick up those sheets. They'll be able to go to the next round. At the next round, at the end of that round, anybody who does not move forward can pick up 2 sheets. Well, actually, let's make that 12 sheets. And those lucky people will not be able to pick up their sheets until after the 3rd round, when they can get 12 sheets times 3, 36 sheets they'll get. But I think it's probably one of the most beneficial educational things about a competition like this is you have international artists who are writing comments about you, about what they think in an independent performance, where they just listen to you, they don't know you, they just write down what they hear, their reflections about it. So take them seriously, discuss them at any time that the jury is free after the competition. And I think even, I would be discreet about this, the jury is still going to be busy during the 2nd and 3rd round, but at the end of the 3rd round, they would love to talk to you about your performance. Bring your sheets so that they will not have copies themselves, but bring your sheets and they'd be glad to explain some details or discuss them with you. And very open to that, but at the end of the 3rd round.
And they're going to write in their own language. So probably you need them to translate, or you need a friend to translate for you.
And we'll be happy to help you with that.
Also, for transportation, if you want to go anywhere, taxi service right now, from my experience, is the most convenient in Thailand. They're outside the university, almost 24 hours a day. Almost anytime you can get a taxi if you need it. But please be careful. Take care of your safety. If you have to go somewhere, please go in group. Maybe our staff, if you don't want to go anywhere, you can ask a Thai student or Thai staff to write the destination in Thai for you.
It's very important that you try to keep safe. So if you're going to leave campus, go somewhere to visit the sites of Bangkok, taxi transportation is very easy and convenient and quite inexpensive. We are a little bit distant, about 45 minutes to an hour from the center of the city, but it's not particularly expensive and you could do it. What we do suggest, though, is that you travel in groups, don't go by yourselves. Take care of monitoring each other a little bit because it's safer to do so. Before you go to a destination, find out where it is. Ask one of our Thai friends to write in Thai the destination for you, and also keep track of where you have to return to. You have that written down in Thai as well. Your hotel or wherever you're staying or wherever you have to return to. Make sure that's written down so that you can get back there when you go to ask a Thai taxi driver. Once you show them the paper that has that written on, make sure that they give you some kind of sign that they understand you. If you don't think they understand, do not get in the cab. The last time we were here, we lost Mr. Londex for 6 hours. We thought he was kidnapped. In fact, he was kidnapped by a rogue taxi. And Joy had to ransom him for a large sum of money to get him back to campus, which we did. But we don't know you well enough, we're not going to ransom you back.
Jean-Marie told the taxi driver he's going to Salaya, but the taxi driver thought he's going to Pattaya.
It was a 2-hour taxi drive in the wrong direction.
When I wrote this came out, I didn't know, I didn't have a plan for announcement. So probably we can mostly decide with our announcement for the semi-finalists will be in a concert, will be on Friday. So I encourage you, there will be a concert featuring a soloist, Douglas O'Connor, saxophone concerto, and he's a former prize winner of last competition. He will play concerto with Thailand Philharmonic Orchestra. And I think either before or after the concert, we'll announce the finalists. Probably we should do.
It'll be in the middle of the concert. We'll announce the people that are going on to the next round. So please attend the concert. Listen to Douglas's excellent performance. Imagine you on stage because that's one of the prizes.
And do not think about you getting semi-finalists or not when he plays. Just concentrate and listen to music. And also, exhibition of the music instrument of our sponsor is located in the ground floor of the auditorium. Not here, it's over there. I believe they may not come every day, but at least semi-final round and final round, they will be here. Of course, Yongsen Company right now is there to display their instrument and their product.
The Yongsen Company is the representative of the Selmer Corporation in Thailand. And they're one of the main sponsors of the competition. They have a number of instruments on display, and they're the ones who are providing prizes for the finalists in the final round.
On July 16th, everyone is invited and encouraged to attend the final round concert in the main concert hall at 4 p.m. And the closing banquet at the Music Square immediately following the final concert. Please arrive earlier and exchange the ticket with your competition badge.
So your badge is going to be your ticket to any of the big concerts. So make sure you have your badge with you at all times. It's also good for the practice rooms. If you haven't found it yet, Music Square is right across the walkway, across the little screen that's there, right out that way. Music Square is where we'll have a reception after the final concert. There'll be delightful food. It'll be a lot of fun. So please go to the concert and show up at the reception. And remember, if you played particularly well in the first round, you have a chance of winning a prize even from the first round of competition.
Now let's proceed directly into the drawing the lot of the performance of the day for the for the first round of the competition. In just a moment, all the participants will proceed into line to the stage. Pick up one draw. I have calculated that the draw is a equal number of every one of us here. So.
Before we actually move over to Joy and take these forms, I'd like to just make sure that everyone understands and there are no questions. Would any questions come up now that you want to bring to light? It's crystal clear. I can tell you I remarked two things at this event already. I'm not sure if anyone noticed that Daniel Kinsey, when he stood up to bow, it was the most elegant bow I've ever seen. That was a professional bow. And I also noticed, maybe it was out of respect, but the prize winners of the next competition didn't sit in the front row. I asked myself, how are you going to get to be the prize winner if you're not struggling to get in that front row?
Move now. Okay. So in your so I think Joy, what is a sticker? Do you have a sticker in your registration pack? Okay, please find your registration pack. There should be a name sticker in the pack. Yeah, like small.
In your registration pack, there should be some stickers.
You should.